2008 was a big year for racing games of all shapes and sizes. It was the year that gave us Burnout Paradise, Race Driver Grid, MotorStorm Pacific Rift, Pure, Need for Speed Underground, Midnight Club Los Angeles, Wipeout HD, and even Mario Kart Wii. Also released in 2008 was Baja Edge of Control, a poorly received THQ racer that has inexplicably been given the remastered treatment on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Yeah, I'm just as confused as you are. My opinion on remastered games is fairly simple and universal. I'm of the mind that we should be doing more to preserve games, and if remastered ports is one of the ways of achieving that goal, then I say bring it on. That said, not every game is going to have a broad appeal a decade after release, no matter how good the graphics are. I think that's the case with Baja Edge of Control HD. I'm happy that the fans will be able to revisit the game in what is likely the definitive version. But unless you have nostalgia for this racer, then I'm not sure it has much to offer in 2017. Baja Edge of Control is a fairly straightforward exercise in off-road racing. The pitch is that you're driving over more than 1,000 miles of the toughest terrain Mother Nature can throw at you. From the steepest mountains to the thickest mud to the deepest canyons. It's a diverse environment that's every bit as scenic as it is unforgiving. To the developer's credit, Baja Edge of Control does a lot right with the environment. We're given more than 100 tracks that use every inch of the landscape in fun and compelling ways. There are also quite a few different types of events, including high climbing, endurance runs, circuit tracks, and even a race that'll take you hours to complete. What's more, the game actually lets you explore the massive open world and find hidden races and jumps. The landscape they've created is easily the best thing about Baja Edge of Control. The meat of the package seems to be stuffed into the career mode, which is where you'll enter events in order to win money, prizes, and new vehicles that you can use in the multiplayer mode. You'll also be able to buy new trucks, 4x4s, and buggies, as well as upgrade them with more than 200 authentic parts. But don't get too hung up on the simulation elements, because most of the events play out more like an arcade racer. While describing the game may be easy, the competition you have to go up against is anything but. I didn't realize it at first, but the computer-controlled opponents are a lot more aggressive than you might expect. The game demands a level of precision that often means you'll have to replay the same races multiple times to even place. It doesn't help that it's easy to get on the wrong side of the edge of control. It's far too common to hit a jump or an obstacle the wrong way and be completely out of the race, to the point where starting over is the only real option. The frustrating difficulty spikes can make progressing through the campaign feel like a real slog. Just by the numbers, Baja Edge of Control HD has a lot going for it. There are 160 vehicles, 100 tracks, 200 authentic parts, and 1,000 miles of terrain. And yet, there's nothing about it that stands out. Even at the time, this THQ entry was overshadowed by more ambitious and better-made off-road racers. This problem has only been compounded over the last decade, to the point where there are literally dozens of other similar racing games I would recommend over this. It's not that Baja Edge of Control HD is a bad game, but rather that there's nothing about it that would make you want to buy it over Dirt 4 or countless other racers. Visually, I'd say the graphics look fine and the races are usually action-packed. The publisher has decided to call the presentation carefully remastered, which sets expectations a lot higher than they should be. Like I said, the visuals are fine, but don't expect the graphics to blow you away. After coming off of remastered versions of both Wipeout HD and Mario Kart 8, the visuals in Baja Edge of Control HD feel a little plain. It's also worth mentioning that the game is incredibly unstable. I'm not sure if it's just on PC or across the board, but I had the game crash on me about a dozen times. This would often happen right in the middle of a race, which meant starting the event over from the very start. I also had trouble simply starting events, buying cars, and even pausing the game. Both big and small, these issues add up and lead to what can often be an unpredictable racing experience. If you're a longtime fan of Baja Edge of Control, then go. Let the nostalgia bask over you as you race through more than 1,000 miles of rough terrain. But for pretty much everybody else, Baja Edge of Control HD feels more like an outdated relic from the past than a must-own racing game. It's not bad, but the off-road genre's seen a lot of progress in the past 9 years. This one's only for the die-hard fans. Hey, thanks for watching our review. So here's the question of the day. What's your favorite racing game of 2008? You know, while doing the research for this review, I was genuinely shocked by how many great racers there were that year. I loved Burnout Paradise, but I might go with Pure. Somebody should remaster Pure. So my intention was to post Electronic Gaming Monthly's best reviewed games of 1993 today. But I had an allergy attack over the weekend and my voice was completely shot. It's getting delayed a few days, but I assure you that it's coming. I mean that. And then it's off to the final half of the season. Promise. Anyway, you should click the subscribe button and support what we're doing here. Until then.